Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya. Shivaya.
One wish, one prayer, one reason I'm here. One focus, one desire, the only purpose of my life. It is for you, 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 it is for you.
I was saying it can play for a while. So maybe the protocol can be that if I mute myself, it is allowed to play for a while. But if I'm unmuted, maybe we can fade out the music. Yeah? That's okay?
To see you, to feel you everywhere, to only hear you, only sense you, to always be in your embrace. My all belongs to you, my heart is only yours. It's all for you, 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 it's all for you. You, 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 you. You are my only focus, all else disappears. And I die in you, I is no longer here. There's only you, 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 there's only you. You, 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 you.
Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Mujiji ki jai. Thank you all so much for joining in. The way to ask questions, if you're in the Hangout, is to unmute your mic to ask. And if you're outside the Hangout, you should see the question and answers application, and we'll look at your questions from there. So we look a lot at thoughts. We look at thoughts a lot, isn't it? But I realized that maybe we need to bring some more attention into the realm of feelings as well. So it's very easy for most of you now to say that it is clear that it is not my thought. It is clear that I should stop my belief in these thoughts. And letting go of thoughts has become easier and easier for most of you, isn't it? But the energy construct which still seems to get your belief sometimes seems to be this feeling, these feelings. We are very quick to say that these are my feelings. So let's look together today at what makes these energies my feelings versus now we've looked at another form of energy which is called thoughts, and we're easily able to say that these are not my thoughts. So what must be the difference in these two energies which we still identify with one of them as mine, and we've been able to let go of the other? And if you're free from these beliefs of ownership of these feelings, then you will find that there is complete freedom. Complete freedom. The beautiful part is that it is only a thought which convinces you that this is your feeling. You see? So baby does not feel that this is my feeling. It could be uncomfortable, it could be some pain, crime could be happening as well, but the baby is not suffering from these. You see? The baby is not attaching to these as mine. For a baby, they're just appearing and they're going. So what happened between when we were small like this, babies, and when we are grown-ups now? We started believing that if I feel this way, it must be my feeling. Or if this feeling is there, then it must be mine. And I must do something to change it. Or there is another who is creating these feelings for me. What is it about these energies which seem to affect us so much? There is something very primal in this also. There is something very primal in this also, because most of humanity seems to be running from pain and chasing pleasure. That's why it seems so inbuilt. It seems so ingrained. But the fact is, if we were to inquire right now, and we can use whatever feelings are here, now we don't even label saying positive, negative, neutral, no labeling. Just become aware of which feeling is here. Find the feeling which is being experienced. And see if there is someone who is experiencing them. So don't bother so much about the quality of the feeling. Look more for whose feeling it is. It can seem very strong or very mild. For whom is it strong or mild? Can you find this one? It can seem very uncomfortable. It can seem like you're dying. Find out the one who is dying. It can seem like you're in complete joy, complete bliss. Find out this one who is in joy or bliss. Who is the owner of these feelings? See what this one looks like. What can you say about this one? And you can also qualitatively see that just like thoughts are forms of energy, you can see that these feelings are also forms of energy. But you will find that there are some differences. Most thoughts seem very fleeting. They are just coming and going. And the feelings that we call strong, they come and they seem to linger for a while, isn't it? They seem to be present for longer. We must not make the mistake of trying to push any feeling away, because that is resistance. There is infinite space in you for all these feelings to play out. Is there anyone there who is suffering from these feelings? Is there an entity even who is enjoying these feelings? You cannot dispute that you are aware of these feelings. But are you also aware of a sufferer? There is awareness of feelings, but is there awareness of an entity who is suffering these feelings? And because you cannot find an entity, you must refuse to believe in its existence. What is completely clear is that there is an awareness here. And you cannot find one iota of separation between yourself and this awareness. And this awareness is completely unconcerned and untouched by which feeling is here. It desires no feeling and it is averse to no feeling. Who then is it that says only happy feelings must be here? That must be the voice of the imagined one. Therefore, stay completely open. Don't resist any feeling. In this way, with this inquiry, you will find complete freedom from all states. Because we seem to get attached to the feelings which arise in some states. Now you have seen for yourself that no feeling actually, whether it is wonderful or horrific, does not touch you in the least. And you are unmoved, untouched awareness itself. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all of you be forever free from the hypnotism of these feelings. May you always enjoy the experience of them in the moment and yet be completely unattached to any energy which is arising and going. And to be free from them does not mean that they should not arise. Okay? In this realm, in this state of being in this realm, there will always be these appearances of various types of feeling. Don't try to push them away and don't believe that it means something about your freedom. It means nothing at all. It is just what it is, just another appearance. Okay, lots of chat. Let's catch up. Namaste. Atma says here with this slow computer and sound is not constant and video is frozen from time to time, but I will stay for now. Yes, it's okay. So happy that you were able to get in at least. And Rizal
Alex?
said, I nearly did.
Namaste.
Nearly did. Nearly believed that it meant something. You see, these feelings nearly believed that it meant something about us or about my freedom. That is why I am here every day to remind you that no matter what happens, no matter what happens, you are ever free. Ever free. Let Shiva dance its dance if it has to. Let it sit quietly in a corner if it has to. Let everything play out the way it is meant to be. You are untouched by any.
Father, can I share something?
Yes, my dear, of course you can.
It's just something funny from this exercise that you were doing reminded me. And before I ever heard about satsang or like came to satsang, I was somehow wondering where were these emotions, you know, so I could feel lots of emotions and feelings, and I was looking for them, like where are they? And it was like as if they're there but not there. And then because I didn't have any guidance to not believe any thoughts or anything like this, um, I had a thought that uh, it's hormonal. They're hormones. You can't see them, so that's why they're there. And I just this kind of popped into my head, and I went, oh, okay, and that was it. Like, and I just think it's very, very funny. So that's all. So it's
I
so
remember
important to not believe
the
thoughts.
first conversation we ever had on Facebook also was around some feelings,
Mm.
something, some energies which were there. I remember.
Mm.
It's a very good question she asked. She asked, where are they? Where are they? It seemed like they're here, they're here. But if you were to get a surgeon and open you up, not find them there. They're not there.
Mm.
Just appearances in this. Where are thoughts? Is there a portion of the brain? So scientists will say some neurons get fired, some synapses, something happens, and then the thought is formed. But where is it formed? Where is the stage for them to happen? They all happen, they appear in our own awareness. So where is all this? Where does a dream happen? That is the most glorious example, you see. A dream with infinite space and mountains and valleys and rivers. Where is all of this? So that is why when we say that you are made up of infinite space. This space, in fact, is in service to you. It cannot even be said that you are made up of this. Mhm. An infinite amount of space, an infinite amount of time is available to you. It is all in your service. And all these appearances are allowed to appear. It can be thoughts, it can be imagination, it can be dreams, it can be emotions, all these energies. But what does it say about you? It actually says nothing. Many of us attempt to figure out something about us by following these thoughts or following these feelings or following these dreams, sometimes following our imagination also. All this can be relevant only from the personal perspective. For you, in reality, it cannot mean anything at all. You see? Because to follow something means that there must be some sort of a need. I must be incomplete in some way that I need to do something or follow something. But now what is seen is that there is no need here for anything at all. I am complete, more than complete if it can be said like that. So another subtle part of this appearance that we saw today is the appearance and disappearance of feeling. And what meaning does it have? Nothing. What meaning does any feeling have? Nothing. Just another appearance. Because to say that it would have some meaning would imply that you're looking from a personal perspective. And that is another conversation, a different level of conversation. So if there's somebody who's completely new to satsang and they would say, why do I feel so bad? I will not say it's nothing, you see, because the openness is not there yet to assimilate this. Then I would say, what is it that you are believing? Start with some conversation starter so that they can start looking, they can have this openness. But for all of you, I can very easily say that no matter what it is appearing like, no matter what it feels like, to you, the real you, it means nothing. Are you all willing to let go of any mind defined meaning to any feeling which is arising? All these meanings are also defined by the mind, you see. All definitions and interpretations are only from this mind, the same guy. Rizal said, love you too, my dear. Bhagavati ji says, Nirmay is not here with me but is at work and joining satsang from her phone. Oh, she's joining from her phone. I see. Very good. Don't get in trouble at work. Thank you, Claire. Thank you so much. Zoe says, thank you for your prayer. Beloved Father, let it be so. And Nitya says, Father, when I inquire who is the experiencer of feeling, thoughts arise here, yes. Thoughts arise here, which are believed in, and the feeling went in the background. And then it seems that it is impossible to withdraw the belief in these thoughts. It is not impossible. It is another thought which is saying that it is impossible to not believe the thoughts. Okay? So forget what happened in the past, start fresh now. Mhm. And you will see that a thought will always try to explain a feeling to you. And we have a habit of belief, of believing these thoughts about our feeling. You can refuse. And even if you have believed something, you can refuse starting now. Forget about the past. See? And if there's still something strong which you don't refuse to believe, then we can inquire into it together. We can look into the concept together and see if it is true or not. Claire says, my mind is completely at your feet, beloved Master. Thank you for all your words and love your love and guidance. Love you so much. Love you too. Okay, thank you so much. I can see you're in a brighter space today. Hmm? There's more light around you. Not metaphysically speaking, just the environment that you're in also. So it's daytime here. So how many are we? One, two, three, four, five, 10. Okay, now we are 10. Prema just came in. Very good. I was just going to suggest that since we are 9, one more can come. I know that everyone is trying to be nice today and make room for everyone. It's good, it's good. And Nitya says, when I go on and ask, who is the believer of these thoughts? It is leading right in space of just witnessing. And the wish arises only to stay at your feet. Very good. The presence of this pure awareness itself, or the presence of beingness also, can be said to be the master's feet. That is truly the master's feet, actually. That is the master's feet. This reminded me of a story. And I shared this in Satsang before. There's this very nice video of Papaji. And there's this Indian man who's sitting at his feet. And he says, Papaji, when I'm at your feet, no trouble. I'm paraphrasing, but this is how I heard it. He says, Papaji, when I'm at your feet, then no trouble, no problem. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. But when I step out to the marketplace, then the world starts to get to me again. Okay, some of you might have seen this video. And Papaji says, who told you to get up? He said, who told you to get up? Which means it is not the physical feet that he is speaking about. It must be something in the so-called marketplace of the mind, or marketplace of the world, which still seems to have meaning for us, you see. And we allow it to get our belief. We allow it to get our attention. So this is the meaning of getting up. So if you don't want to get up from the master's feet, just don't believe your next thought. Then where are you? Shanti says, Father, can you talk about physical sensations? I am feeling physically weak today and would like to feel better so I can be productive. So struggling with this a bit. I know this wanting to be productive feeling. Are you saying something, Shanti, or somebody else? So I know this feeling of wanting to be productive. In fact, after I came back from my first visit to Thiru, there was a period of time, and some of you know about this, there was a period of time where there was just no life energy to be productive at all. It seemed like, I was the happiest actually than I'd ever been, but to everyone around, it felt like I've gone into a depression. It felt like, and I've never struggled with this depression thing. So everybody felt that something not right has happened with him in Thiru. They were very fearful of me going back to Thiru. But so they felt that I had this depression because it was like this entire life energy was out. And I didn't bother about work. There were months where I didn't reply to my emails. Just then the family became so concerned that I decided to write to Mujiji. And I said that actually I'm the happiest I've ever been. But there is just no life energy here. There's just no life energy here, and it's affecting my work, and my family is starting to get worried. What is happening with this one? And he said, you must trust this. You must trust what is happening because it is pure grace. In fact, let me see if I can open that email because I feel my paraphrasing cannot match up to his true words. Just give me a minute and we'll see if I can open that email. So I'll read some excerpts from what I had written to him. I wrote to him, "My dearest Father Muji, I love you. What a beautiful blessing to see your mail." I'd written to him something earlier, which he had replied. And then there was something else there about Ayurveda. But I said, "My father, there is so much joy in your presence, even in reading an email from you. The heart feels such a strong connection and a knowing. This is such a blessed time for me. The mind is losing interest in most things it was so attracted to earlier, including work and achievement. The family, in brackets Tina and my parents, are quite worried about what is going to happen, what is going to become of my life. But I am secure in following God's plan. I am so grateful to God for helping me find my Sadguru." So he replied saying, "My dear son Ananta, I am deeply pleased to read your report, which corresponds nicely to the pathways of the soul's flow to ocean being from days of old. It is natural, given the way the world thinks, that your nearest and dearest should feel the way they do. After all, this is how we have been trained and conditioned to perceive life. However, as you now see and know, your being's unfolding path is inside the great all-inclusive river which is carrying the whole world." He said, let me repeat this one. He said, "However, as you now see and know, your being's unfolding path is inside the great all-inclusive river which is carrying the whole world. The sage's heart remains ever untroubled by remaining inside itself as pure awareness. He is not concerned with the world play, though at times, out of compassion, he will appear to be moving about to ensure change goes in the right direction, while inwardly knowing nothing can move contrary to divine will. Those who see themselves as waves and ripples will undoubtedly panic at the thought of an unknown future. But those whose hearts are inspired to rest in trust will know intuitively all things are well and will be in accordance with God's will." Maybe just to read this one again. Those who see themselves as waves and ripples will undoubtedly panic at the thought of an unknown future. But those whose hearts are inspired to rest in trust will know intuitively all things are well and will be in accordance with God's will. I am with you to the end as you are with and in me. I am with you to the end as you are with and in me. Ours is an unfamiliar dance in the eyes of the ego. Ours is an unfamiliar dance in the eyes of the ego, the dance of intuition, surrender, love, and trust. Your family will grow in and through your own liberation. Remind Tina, that's what she was called then, of the peace which arose within her, which removes all the noise and fears of the mind. All this is divine auspiciousness. Trust that it is impossible to act from your heart's truth and it turns out wrong for others. Let me repeat. Trust that it is impossible to act from your heart's truth and it turns out wrong for others. Your family and yourself is one. So blessed. So blessed. Didn't turn out to be so much about physical sensations, but that is the answer that came up, you see. This was in 2009. So just surrender and trust is enough. And this river is flowing only through God's grace, through divine will. And Nitya says, Father, when I inquire who is the experience of feeling, we read this one before, isn't it? Maybe I read it in the wrong order. Jaini says, Father, there is often a contraction in the solar plexus. That is a default position for attention as a feeling of me. Yet this is nothing more than a sensation. And then later she says, Father, it is all nothing. See, this happens when we expose something in satsang. Then first what happens? Our own light goes into the question itself. Our own light is already shining. And in this light itself, most of the questions start dissolving. Nick says, no belief or bringing into existence the next thought. I become totally at the mercy of grace, with a sensation of nothing to lose and everything to gain from truth. We become totally aware that I have always been only at the mercy of grace. We lose the false sense of control. Just this pointing is enough, you see. Yesterday on the chat, I posted the video of the fake interpreter. The fake interpreter at Nelson Mandela's funeral. We posted a video of that, and we had the speaker on one side, and we had the fake interpreter on the other. And it's a beautiful inquiry, you see. So, if I had said, don't look, don't give your attention to the interpreter, you will sneak in. You see, yes, what is he doing? You will want to see the thing is there. So, in the same way, If I were to say, don't give your attention to your next thought, attention will go. It is the nature of how things work. Attention will go. But if I say, and because you trust me, I say, don't believe this guy. Don't believe this guy. He is all fake. You see? So attention can go. You can still look at it with wonder. Wonder what is he doing? You see? But you cannot believe what he's up to. Mhm. And this is what we say. So he appears to be like dancing. You see, he's making some movement, something. He's doing some this thing. So we can watch the ego dance like this. It can keep jumping around and saying whatever it wants. And even if attention goes, it is completely fine. Just don't believe this one. Don't believe this fake one. In this, it is enough. And what do we gain? What do we gain? We gain the knowledge that we have always been home. We gain the understanding that I never left my destination. I started this journey believing that I have to get somewhere. But we gain the understanding that I never left my destination. So we can also say, don't try to get home. Don't try to get home. But it can seem like initially you must refuse to leave home, you see. How do you refuse to leave home? By not going along with this monkey mind. Atma says, thank you, Father, for the letter. Very welcome. It was for you as well. That's why it appeared like this. Thank you, Bhagavati ji. Thank you so much. Next said, please post, share this letter. Jesse says, cannot get to the outside hangout link. So will someone please tell Father that I am here? And those thoughts and concepts that were here yesterday are still here. But now it feels just fine. Yes. Very good. See, this is good. This is even better than to say that they are gone, you see. Because if you were to report that they are gone now, then there's always this wonder whether when they come back, how will it be? So when you say that, okay, they're still here, the energies can be here, the concepts and thoughts can be here, but it's all just fine. This is much more beautiful. Feels as if they are just tantrums and I am unmoved. Yes. Great. Thank you, Amba. Thank you. Prema says, Father, how to trust? But you're here, no? So let's hear your voice.
Can you hear me?
Yes, my dear. Yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
um, after the last satsang with Muji, I was sitting silently for a while, and I can't. No, it wasn't really an energy, but I felt a very deep silence that came. It was like there was absolutely nothing but silence, and well, I felt in my head there was like an explosion going on in my head, but it was okay. And then at some point,
Who can say like this? So beautiful. There was an
No, but
explosion in my head, but it was okay. Only Sangha can say this. This is
and then what happened? Okay, well, I just this feeling. No, there was no feeling. I just felt that there was no me. The person didn't exist there, and I wasn't. The interesting thing is that I didn't feel fear. In fact, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel. There were absolutely no feelings at all. Fear, joy, bliss, and nothing.
yes,
And then I felt, I don't know what felt, but something said to move your arms and see how that works. How do your arms move when there's no me? I wanted to test it.
yes,
And so I started moving my arms up and down, and I could feel that there was nothing there. I could feel the consciousness was watching. There was a consciousness that was watching, but there was absolutely no me. And it was okay. I was surprised in myself that there was no fear. And then came the mind. The mind said, "Yes, but how are you going to look after your cats?" That was the first thing. My poor cats. And I think there was another thing like, "How are you going to go to work?" And then I felt like it started to diminish, and I got up. Well, when I got up, there was also something strange. I felt like my consciousness was, I was just felt so big. I was much bigger than my body. It wasn't an out of the body experience, which I've had that experience. It was just, I just felt huge.
yes.
And then, well, that was it. But I can feel that since that moment, there has been a few moments when I've felt fear. Since then, a little bit of fear, but it's okay. I just watch it, and I trust in you that you're there. And somehow I felt that you kept on saying to me, you just remember your God consciousness. Just remember your God consciousness. And that's been coming back to help me a bit. But it's still a question like how can we really function if there's absolutely no me there? It's just amazing.
Completely possible.
Yes. I know you say that all the time, but
Without the me, even now,
yeah.
it's always happened without the me. But I know exactly what you mean. So what happened is that, and today we're going into some history for some reason, but when I went on the hot seat the first time, although all these actions and movements were happening and crying and laughter, all this was happening, but like you said, I seem to have become a lot bigger, you see. So I seem to have become everywhere. It seemed like there was no difference
Mm.
between inside and outside. It was just one. You see, the oneness that we keep talking about, it became just this one. Everything became this one. And within this one, all this play of this interaction was happening this way. And then things were very basic. Thoughts were there, but very, very few. It was like when there was hunger, it was like maybe we should walk to Usha's. You know, when there was sleep, it was maybe we should go to sleep. It was just very, very basic. Hmm? But the legs were moving, arms were moving, everything was happening. I walked up to Ramana Ashram without any intent. Then I went and sat down in the big room. All this can happen all on its own. All of this is happening without the me actually. The me is just like someone who takes credit, you see. He takes credit. It's like that bad boss at work. All the work you do, and this boss takes credit. It's just like that. Everything is just flowing on its own, and there is one guy who's saying, I did that, I did this, I helped with this is me.
Mm.
It does not exist. And because it does not exist, it is all flowing on its own. It can seem a little like it's strange and it's new, it can seem like that. The me is not doing anything. The me is just post facto, post facto. After thought comes, it says my thought. After action happens, it says I did this. Or it will pretend sometimes that this is what it will be doing. But many times, what decisions, what plans are made, exactly the opposite happens. And then it says, oh, I changed my mind at the last minute. It's not that way. It is just exactly what is meant to be happens. No intervention is needed from this meaning. And don't even attach to this experience. Because sometimes I know, because this was felt here also, it can seem like, oh, I wish the mind hadn't come back. Yeah, it was so beautiful. It can seem like we say, I wish this mind hadn't come back. But we see that the one who showed us our true reality knows exactly what it is doing. The Sadguru knows what he is doing. So trust that everything is flowing exactly as it is meant to flow. And you will not you to a point where you are neglecting your cats. Just commands for you. He said in the letter, everything, if it's true, if it's from your heart, it can never be wrong for another also. All is being taken care of.
Thank you, Father. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Also, we can refuse to label these experiences. Just refuse to label even these experiences. Because if you label it something, I don't even want to say the word, when you label it as some experience and then you say, yes, yes, I had this thing, and then it becomes pressure, you end up putting pressure on yourself. But just something, all part of the appearance, you got a glimpse of your true nature, the true being was completely clear, and it is completely present even right now. It's never about the content of the experience. It's always about you, the awareness. Thank you, my dear.
Father, can I say something?
Yes, my dear, of course you can. Mata,
Namaste.
Nice. Thank you so much.
The first encounter with Mujiji was very much the same, and and there've been so many subsequent experiences like that, and I just want to. I think what the mind is always what is kind of there's been like a happening. There's been a belief that because that state that it's not like that all the time, therefore there isn't freedom. That as if freedom is that all the time. So that sense of a person can still be there. It doesn't have any impact on your freedom.
Yes. Yes.
It has no impact on your freedom.
I have not met anyone.
There's always been a belief.
There seems to be some lag, that's why we're talking together. But I was just saying that I've never met anyone who doesn't have even a trace of this person. See? There will always be this trace of sense of being a person. Just like that, we were joking the other day that even if this trace were not there, that this trace was just completely gone, then you would have sages who are jumping off cliffs and they're walking into the ocean saying, I'm one with the ground and I'm one with the sea. You see, it doesn't happen like that. So this sense of personhood still remains, but like Bhagwan said, it stays only as a burnt rope. What seemed like a strong rope now becomes a burnt rope. He did not say that it vanishes, you see. He could have very easily said that the rope goes, the rope vanishes. But so beautiful those words, which were spoken almost 100 years ago. He said that it becomes a burnt rope. There's such a simple pointing, but so strong, so powerful.
So then, rather than being this I don't even know how to explain, but and I know you always say these words, but it's then just just an appearance. It's just a movement as opposed to something solid. It's a solid entity. It's just a fluid. I don't even really want.
No, I know what
There's
you
just
mean.
always been,
It's just a flow, you
yeah,
see, just a flow.
yeah, just a flow of sensations, like a soup of sensations, like the body's a sensation. Yeah, the body is a sensation. It's all just almost like, yeah, it's just so much joy because there's always been this thought that that needs to be that somehow freedom. And I know you've asked us this question so many times that, but kind of that it doesn't actually make any difference. Sorry if I'm repeating what's been said over and over and over and over again. This,
And then what was the answer? So you said that I know that you've asked this question many times and answered the question, and the answer is
I forgot the question.
the question probably was, what will convince you of your own freedom? So what are you that should happen to you that will convince you that you are free?
Yes.
I'm reminding her of her own question also. This is surrender, you see? This is surrender. This is exactly, I went up on the hot seat. I went up on the hot seat and I said, you have to help me with the first question. What should I ask you? You tell me even what I should ask you. Yeah. And for a minute or two, Mujiji was like, but why did you come up then? You know? I said, I don't know, you called me.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, my dear. Shanti says, your words are perfect, Father. They are more than words. Your answer is just what was needed. Amba says, there is a road sign in Ireland in the Irish language that translates literally as home at all times. Really? I noticed that there are a couple of spaces that are free, so if someone wants to come in, they can. Atma says, Prema, wonderful. Thank you, Prema, for sharing. I know this experience. Thank you, thank you. Very good. So much love, Ivan. Thank you, my dear. Amba says, goodbye, dearest. Moving to work from outside. Claire also made some space. So if anyone who is watching from outside and feels the urge to participate can come inside. Zoe says, the same was experienced here, Father and Jayani. I thought I wasn't free unless I was experiencing constant fireworks. We've spoken about this tendency of the mind, isn't it? That's why we always question, what will convince you? What is the state that you're looking for? Okay, even if you don't believe me, that it's not a state. You don't believe me when I say that it is the state in which all states come and go. So don't believe any of this. But can you identify what is it that you want? What is the state that you want? Even that the mind will not make clear, you see. It'll just say it's there somewhere, it's vague. It all makes it all confusing. So when I say that, you are ever free. You have never left the destination. It is not some rhetorical words. It is not just words to make you feel good. It is not about feeling. It is just what it is. But he is also here today. You also rarely get the chance to come in. Very happy to see you, my dear. Where is Om today? He's partying somewhere.
He didn't say, Father, just that he wasn't able to be online.
Yes, he said some internet issues.
Yeah.
See, Bhakti says movie plan. Ah, mhm. And I thought he moved back to Bangalore for me. Let the cat out of the bag. He's in trouble now. We can make a highlight out of this portion and give it to him. What time are we at? So it won't become 3 hours today. Doesn't seem like it will become 3 hours. Like some of you have been with Mujiji and you see that he'll finish like a 3 hour satsang and then he'll say, when you're talking to him when he's leaving, he's saying, the body is a little tired now, let's go back home and we'll have a rest. What do you say? And you say, yes, yes. And then he sits down, okay, let's have a cup of tea. And then you start having a cup of tea, and then some devotees will come, and then he starts speaking. And you will not imagine in a split second, another 3 hours will just go. You know, you just start speaking, and satsang starts, and you lose track of time and space. And another 3 hours just go. So it becomes after the 3 hours, he said, let the body get some rest, let's go home and have a nap. Then another 3 hours is gone. Then say, yeah, nothing. Then Lakshmi will come or someone will come. So we better go now. And we'll be walking. When I was walking, we'll meet some people and somebody will ask a question. So in standing on that spot, we could have another 1 hour satsang. Some of you have seen this happening, isn't it? So just constant satsang. And we'll say, okay, we'll go back home maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we get back home at 11 p.m. or maybe 12 a.m. or something like that. Very, very natural, like this. Yesterday also was a bit like that, isn't it? Finished here after long satsang, then little bit online, something, and till late in the night we went on. Very beautiful. Jesse and Ivana here. Would any of you like to say something as well?
Father.
Yes, my dear. Namaste.
Namaste. I just like to say thank you. You know, the time we spent together yesterday, you know, that was a virgin experience for me to go through what I went through inside, and you know, I've never felt any of that, much less conveyed that to anybody, and it's sort of I'm still trying to sort of digest it a little bit without sort of clinging to it necessarily, but you know, it was a stunning amount of energy going through me, you know, and I didn't know what to do with it, and so, like I said, you know, those feelings aren't necessarily vanished, but I'm finding that not going any further than just seeing them and not really dancing with them necessarily, but watching them dance through your pointings has been, I don't know, I want to say lifesaver, but I don't know if that's the right word, but it feels like that, and so I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, so welcome. It's beautiful, beautiful contemplation that we had together.
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, I was thinking a bit about it last night, right before I was going to sleep, and you know, I always thought that these contemplations and things sort of are giving you skills and that kind of thing, and it's not that, you know, it's you know, what I'm taking away from all that yesterday is that I am the greatest tool to defeat any of that, or not even defeat it, but just to not defeat it in a battle perspective,
Yes.
but to it's impossible to be overcome, I suppose, by any of that stuff, inside and outside, and you know, something for some reason believes that it can be overcome, and like I said yesterday, it felt like something was trapped, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm coming to realize that if I can see it, it's not me.
Yes.
You know, if I can feel it, it's not me. And that was about as personal as it gets, I guess. You know, I mean, I'm not afraid to tell you, I thought I was going to die yesterday. You know, and I've had that experience.
Let me just interrupt you for a moment. You said this, and for another few people, it became an expectation. But I haven't had this dying experience. I'm still following. So this is the way the mind can play.
Yeah.
Very quickly, because we have been in the Sangha, we're able to drop these ideas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very beautiful what you also said earlier, that there is something which says that this needs to be overcome. or needs to be defeated or overcome. And it doesn't, because it doesn't touch you. What doesn't touch you doesn't need any overcoming, doesn't need it to be defeated also. You said very beautifully, there's so much reality, so much integrity in your words today, very beautiful. You said that if I don't go beyond my perspective of seeing, it is clear that all of this is just dancing in front of me.
Yeah. I don't recommend the experience for anybody who would like to have it. You don't, I'm grateful for it in one sense, but I can see how people can go a little crazy. You know what I mean? I hate to say it that way, but I can see how something like that can just send somebody off, derail somebody for months, and they can do things that they would never intend on doing. I don't know. I just
the mind can bring up all these fears, you see, but the fact is that grace is flowing now so beautifully that all these experiences are given to you when you love the master enough. And if you love the master enough, you might say that I'm not going to talk to such.
I hate to say it that way, but
Any of
I can
these
see how something like that can just
enough of
send
this
somebody off, derail somebody for
related
months, and they can do things that they would never intend on doing. Okay.
Very good. Okay. So when these experiences come, the mind is painting all sorts of pictures for you. But you find that there is love for the Sadguru in your heart, you see. And although it is saying, no more satsang, enough now, enough, let me get back to my life. I have kids to take care of, you see. And they don't like seeing me like this. They might not even be saying anything, but they don't like seeing me. And all this mind tantrum can go on, but because there's so much love now, you find yourself automatically just coming to satsang. You find yourself automatically just asking a question. And you just flow. So this relationship of the heart does not depend on what the mind is saying. Of course, there are times. There are times where many beings take detours which could last many years. That's why I keep emphasizing that the only rule for me is just keep coming to satsang. Because I know that the mind can take this detour and for many years I don't see you and then I might see you after that. You see? So if in those times, if you can remember that just one rule, what is the one rule that Ananta had? Keep coming to satsang. Nothing else. Nothing else. And ultimately, I know that all that is also a play. It is all part of the Leela. I know it will play out the way it is meant to. But maybe it is there's something in these words.
I will keep coming.
That's sweet. I passed my time. Satsang is longer now, you know.
Leave for a haircut.
Oh,
Leela.
why not downstairs?
Because all the
For you.
I took an appointment now. Come for.
Yes.
Come for. Sorry?
Come in. Come. So,
No.
so it might seem like all these strong things are there and it will make us do all kinds of things. We feel like we want to do something drastic. But because the presence of love is there, it is guiding you. It is guiding. So in spite of all these strong energies, where are you? You are in satsang. Anna is also with us. Thank you, my dear. Very good. Anna is also with us. If she'd like to say something, you can say.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, my dear, I can.
No? Okay, just to say thank you. It's amazing to be here. I love the internet. It's just amazing. Thank you very much to everybody for being here.
So happy you're here. So happy to get to meet you. Did Ivan want to say something as well earlier?
Namaste, Father.
Nice, my dear.
Very nice to be here again.
Very nice to have you.
Yes. I don't know what to say. I have been without Satsang for some time.
Oh, so you were not outside watching?
Sorry, Father, what did you say?
You were not outside watching? You're not watching from outside?
No, actually I said that I have been without coming to Satsang for some time, yes. So it's nice to be here again and to see you and to see all these beautiful faces. It's so nice. I have to say that it has been a hard time these days, actually, but something is happening. Some trust is starting to come somehow. I cannot say a lot, but just nice to be here again. I can talk to you.
Very good, you're here. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
When it feels like you're going through some hard time, just remember to come to Satsang. Because the hard time is trying to convince us that, okay, now I'm so busy or I need to deal with something. When life seems to become like this, you see, that is the time you must remember to come. Very good. And then you don't have to carry all this burden yourself, you see. I'm here to help you carry this. Many times when you feel, because you're so sweet, you will say, I don't want to give all this to Ananta, it's all very yucky and nothing stuff. But I'm very happy to tell you.
I know, Father, I know. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you, my son, very much. So my daughter had given me a deadline of 7 minutes. Looks like we have a couple of minutes left. Something coming up for anyone?
Father, just for me, also, I wanted to say thank you for Satsang, the whole of Satsang yesterday.
Welcome.
Whole day Satsang. Thank you so much for all your guidance and all your, that you look after us. No wonder we call you Father.
So
love you so much.
I love you so much. I love you, my dear.
It fierce grace. Fierce grace. Grace attack.
Great for that. Very good. It's actually very good, you see, because if it becomes only the certain kind of only happy and lovey-dovey, it gets boring. You see. We need to have these strong grace attacks sometimes. You know? It shakes us out of our complacence and makes us look deeper, what's not been transcended. It's very good. I really enjoy it. I really do. I know, but it's very irritating. It can be very irritating when somebody saying something, and I'm just sitting and laughing. It's very irritating.
Yeah, when I was thinking about it last night, I thought I was telling my husband, oh, I had an outburst and I was going on, and the whole time I just had this big smiley face on my screen. Smiley face.
Probably you wanted to whack it. Snap out of it. This is serious business. Snap out of it.
It was just very cute and very helpful. Thank you.
Very good, my dear. Very good. But don't expect that it will always be like this. So others will say, oh, but when Lizal was speaking, you were all smiley. And now when I'm saying, you're getting all angry. So don't know. I don't know what comes up. So don't feel that it's some sort of thing. I can't predict what's going to come up. But I do know one thing, that nothing you can say or do can change one iota of the love I feel for him. Nothing. Is there some chat I missed? No, plenty. Thank you all so much. I feel this way is also very good. This way is also very good. You can join, and when you feel in your heart that you can make some space, you can make some space. Do this as well. We were getting this feeling earlier to set some guidelines and things, but maybe for now this is good. We all join for whomever it's possible, and when we feel that it's okay, we can be outside, we can make some space, and then others can join. It's very beautiful for me also to see all of your faces like this. Just let it be guided by the heart for some time, and then we see how it goes.
Yes, it feels very beautiful and peaceful, Father. Thank you.
Right. So my battery warning is showing already, but hopefully I can be here till the end while Lizal takes us through the beautiful invocations.
I'll post the English translation on the Facebook page. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Mahesh. Parmeshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Dhyanamudam Guru Murti Pujamulam Guru Padam Mantramulam Guru Vakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa Mokshamulam Mujiji Kripa Mokshamulam Ananta Kripa Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramya Sarve Bhadrani Pashantu Makaschit Dukhabhavet Asato Masat Kamir Tamaso Majotir Kamir Mrichor Ma Amritam Gamir Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamidachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you all so much for joining in this beautiful satsang today. Sadguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai.
Jai. Jai. Ananta ji ki Jai.
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 It sounds like Mujiji was.
Jai.
Maybe it was Nick. Nick sounded a bit like Mujiji for me for a second. So
Gracious.
Já instalou as portas? Já instalou as portas? Ah, valeu, obrigado aí.
Thank you, Father, so much. I love you.
it is haircut time here in Bangalore, so I have to take my son to a haircut as well.